What happens if or when agriculture's political clout runs out? That's my contemplation on my morning hike today, and I think it's something that everyone in agriculture should be very seriously contemplating. We just had $12 billion come out from Washington, D.C. to do some amount of bailing out for the farm sector. The truth is it's going to increase inflation for the inputs that farmers buy, which is bad for their economic situation. It's also going to perpetuate overproduction, which got us into this situation, and it is very typical of the sort of support we have seen politically that I believe is going to change. The next support will come with conditions. If you're going to take this money, you are going to implement these practices. It might be cover crops. It might be idling some acres. It might be planting a completely different set of crops, because commodity production has generally enjoyed very good political support from our state houses, especially in farm states, and also from Washington, D.C. For only being 1% of the population that farms, another few percent that work in the ancillary industry of agriculture, for 3, 4, 7% of us that work in ag, you get to 10% of the population working in ag if you count all the restaurants and food service. For being a small segment of the population, we punch above our weight politically, but I don't believe that that will always be the case. Look at how things are changing in terms of our political clout. Under a Trump administration, which is allegedly pro-agriculture, RFK Jr. is now pushing the MAHA, Make America Healthy movement. And the Make America Healthy Again movement rails against things like commodity production, corn, soy. He's heard him talk about seed oil, and the reason that we have the diabetes, the reason that we have obesity is traced directly back to overproduction of commodity and then processed food, where our commodities go. So our political clout is at the very least going to change. We get support for things like crop insurance, the SNAP program feeding 43 million Americans, which we say that's great for supply. Obviously, the other things that we do to backstop production agriculture. But look at the voting public. 70+% of Americans oppose things like confined animal feeding operations. The majority of Americans don't even understand GMOs, but they oppose them. Words like sustainable, regenerative. $700 million is just announced this week by Brooke Rollins, and the Secretary of Agriculture said that we're going to put this toward regenerative practices and incentives for regenerative farming. So if the money is there, I believe it will come with conditions. You're going to have to do certain things, grow certain crops, to adhere to certain practices, and we might even talk about some sort of a supply management. If you're going to take this money, we're also going to not perpetuate the oversupply. We have to very seriously think about, as an industry, how to get proactively in front of when our political clout changes. Chuck Grassley's 92 years old from Iowa. Sure, he'll support the status quo of agriculture policy as it has been for the last 50 or 70 years that he's been in politics. But what's behind him? Zohran Mamdani in New York. Oh, he's a socialist. That's a mayor of New York, Damian. He's not going to have any effect. Are you reading the tea leaves? Are you not seeing where the political movement is going? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talks about the evils of beef consumption and how cow farts are ruining the environment. She's going to be a senator from New York, very likely replacing Chuck Schumer. So look at the support we will have. Look at the politics that are coming, and look at the political clout that might be eroding for at least the commodity production mindset that we have, and for agriculture as we've done it. Things are changing quickly, and I believe that we better get ahead of this, because in the next 5 years, our political clout may not completely run out, but it's definitely going to change, and how we operate successfully within it will have to change with it. I'm Damian Mason. I speak on stages all over North America about the world's most important industry, and right here online, the business of agriculture. Thank you for tuning in.